She stormed through the gate like she owned the place. Sunglasses sliding down her nose as she shouted, "You can't be here. This pool is HOA property." Her voice cracked across the backyard, sharp enough to make the neighbors peek from their windows. Behind her, 3 men in black polos and shiny fake badges followed like her private army. One of them even carried handcuffs, jangling them in his palm as if ready to make an arrest. I was leaning back on my chair, sun hitting my face, water still dripping from my swim. I didn't even move. Just one look at them told me this was no real security, just actors in khakis, playing tough. Karen marched closer, pointing at me like I was a criminal. "Pack up and leave now, or my officers will escort you out." Her words echoed, but her face twitched when she realized the cameras around my house were turning, catching everything. I kept my voice calm. "This is my land. My pool. My home." Then I let a small smile slip. "And if you're planning to put on a show, remember, the real audience is already watching." For a second, the fake cops hesitated. One of them whispered something in her ear, but Karen snapped back, "Do it. Arrest him now." That's when my phone buzzed. I turned the screen toward them, live feed already streaming. Thousands watching online. The comments were flying fast, "Fake cops. She's going down." Karen froze, her mouth opening but no sound coming out. She had walked straight into the trap. And she didn't even know the worst part yet. One of the fake cops stepped forward, trying to sound official. "Sir, you're trespassing on private HOA property. We'll have to detain you." He reached for his cuffs, but his hand was shaking. I stood up slowly, water dripping onto the stone tiles. "Trespassing," I said, my voice steady. "Funny. Because my name is on the deed." I walked to the patio table, lifted a folder, and tossed the property papers right at his chest. They fluttered open, bold letters stamped across the top, "Owner, Marcus Reed." The neighbors gasped from their porches. Karen's face turned red, but she didn't back down. "Paperwork means nothing. This whole community belongs to the HOA. And I am the HOA." She shouted it like she was queen of the block. I tilted my head. "Then maybe you can explain why your officers drove here in an old rental van with no plates." My hand pointed to the street where the camera zoomed in, showing the rusty van parked crookedly. The crowd watching online exploded in laughter. One neighbor even yelled, "Those aren't cops, Karen." Her fake officers exchanged nervous looks, their tough act crumbling. One whispered, "Ma'am, maybe we should." "Shut up," Karen snapped, panic leaking through her voice. "You're all witnesses. He attacked us first." She grabbed her phone, dialing furiously. But before she could even finish the call, 2 real police SUVs rolled up, lights flashing. The sound of tires screeched as uniformed officers stepped out, their eyes narrowing at the fake badges and shaky men standing in my yard. Karen's smile returned for a moment, thinking help had arrived for her. But that illusion was about to shatter in the loudest way possible. The real cops walked in with authority, hands resting near their holsters. One of them glanced at me, then at Karen, then at the 3 nervous men with fake badges. "What's going on here?" the officer asked firmly. Karen ran toward them like a savior had arrived. "Thank God you're here. Arrest him immediately. He broke into this property and threatened me and my officers." She gestured wildly toward me, her voice shaking but still loud enough for the neighbors to hear. The lead cop frowned. "Your officers?" His eyes narrowed at the fake badges and mismatched uniforms. "Which department are you with?" The tallest fake cop stuttered, "We're with, community enforcement." "Community enforcement?" The officer's voice cut sharp, and the whole block went silent. He pulled the badge off the man's chest, flipped it over, and scoffed. "This is plastic. You trying to play dress up?" Karen's face drained of color. No, they're real. They work for the HOA. You don't understand." But the second cop was already radioing in. "We've got possible impersonation. of law enforcement here. His words made the crowd buzz with whispers. I folded my arms, calm as ever. I told you, this is my house. She barged in with actors, tried to stage an arrest. And now she's caught red-handed. The officer turned to me. Sir, do you have proof of ownership? Without a word, I tapped my phone. The big screen on my patio flickered to life, showing a live recording of the county website, my name glowing bright as the legal owner. The crowd erupted with cheers and phones lifted higher to record. Karen's knees buckled slightly. This isn't right. He's lying. He's not who he says he is. I leaned forward, lowering my voice so the suspense hit harder. Karen, you really want to know who I am? She swallowed hard, eyes darting. Who? I gave a small grin. Let's just say, the last people you want to scam are the ones who train the real cops. And just like that, the entire block gasped. Karen staggered back, her voice trembling now. You're bluffing. He's bluffing. She pointed at me like a cornered animal, but her hand was shaking. The lead officer turned to me, curious. Train the real cops. What exactly does that mean, sir? I didn't answer right away. I let the silence hang in the air, neighbors whispering, cameras rolling. Then I reached into the folder again, pulled out a laminated ID, and held it up. The gold seal caught the sunlight. Marcus Reed, I said slowly, so every word landed. Federal consultant. Tactical training advisor. SWAT certification. The officer's eyes widened. He recognized it instantly. His entire posture shifted, respectful now. Sir, understood. Karen's jaw dropped. No, this isn't possible. She spun to the crowd. He's lying. He's making all this up. But the second officer cut her off. Ma'am, if this man is who he says he is, you're in very serious trouble. He pointed at her fake cops. And so are they. The fake officers were already pale, sweat dripping down their temples. One finally broke, dropping his badge and muttering, "We didn't know he was. We thought this was just a job." Karen screamed, "Pick that up. Don't admit anything." Her voice cracked, desperation spilling out. The neighbors started booing. Phones were everywhere now, catching every second. Someone yelled, "Karen, you're done." Another laughed, "How's that power trip working now?" I took a slow step forward, my voice calm but sharp enough to cut through the chaos. "Karen, you tried to steal my home. Fake an arrest, and humiliate me in front of everyone. But now, it's your turn to be humiliated." Karen froze, realizing the trap had fully closed. And then, in the distance, the sound of another set of sirens grew louder, this time not just police, but federal vehicles. The black SUVs pulled up fast. Doors flying open as federal agents stepped out in tactical gear. Their badges gleamed in the sun, and the entire neighborhood fell into dead silence. The agents didn't hesitate, they went straight for Karen's fake cops. Slamming them against the hood of their rental van, cuffing them one by one. Karen's face went ghost white. "Wait, no. This is a mistake. I was just protecting the community." She screamed, her voice shrill, but the agents didn't even look at her. The lead agent approached me, giving a respectful nod. "Mr. Reed, we got your alert. Everything under control here." I smiled faintly. "More than under control. Just make sure she learns the difference between power and abuse." Karen thrashed as two officers grabbed her arms. "You can't do this. I am the HOA. I make the rules." The crowd erupted with laughter. Phones capturing every angle as she was dragged toward the squad car. One neighbor shouted, "Guess not anymore, Karen." Another yelled, "HOA's cancelled." I sat back down in my chair by the pool. Water glistening on the surface like nothing had happened. My voice carried across the yard, calm but heavy with meaning. I didn't fight to protect this country. Just to be told I can't swim in my own pool. The neighbors cheered. The agents gave me one last nod of respect. And as the squad cars pulled away, taking Karen and her fake army with them, the only sound left was the calm ripple of water against the pool's edge. Justice wasn't just served, it was broadcast for the whole world to see.